Good afternoon, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Wednesday afternoon, August 19th, and we're looking at the last 3 days of the SPY ETF's market profile. And a lot to talk about. Interesting, very, very interesting day as we finally strike up the band, hit the all-time high in the SPY and the ES, and we don't even have it in the overnight. Now, we've been saying this forever. What's going to happen when we get there? Is that all the bulls want? Well, after what we just did in JKL and M, it could be at least the beginning of them being so exhausted that not only is the intraday time frame flushing out, but maybe the weekly at some point can start getting nervous if we get any traction to the downside. We go out with a weak low against yesterday's low. We had a chance for an outside day down, so we hit the all-time high. We went from a chance for a trend day up to a chance for a trend day down. We didn't have any of them. Value ends up unchanged when it was higher or overlapping to higher most of the trading day. So a lot of different things transpired here today. Now, is it a replay of what's taken place over the last 9 days? Absolutely. However, there are small differences that I think we have to look at. First one being that, first things that were the same. We couldn't lower POC again. So even though we're only 7 wide, we couldn't lower POC again, right? That's something that we see happen when we've gotten these flushes and then they can't lower it. So we can't lower POC. However, the difference today is when we flushed out, we go out with a price spike and a price probe. Now, we've had price probes before. No doubt we've had those. Most price probes to the downside have not lasted. They've not been accepted. We'll see tomorrow, right? That's L's low. Now, price spike. Why am I using A as a price spike? Because change took place dramatically when we took out the day's low in J. Now, yes, K and L did get back above A's low, but we didn't stay there long, and we never could get above the, K's high to stop the one-time framing down. So to me, we spiked lower, and for the most part, it was accepted. Lower prices were accepted the rest of the afternoon. So that's why I'm using that as a reference point. Also, the volume, even though it's still only day traders, longs getting out, shorts pushing, finally got pretty good. We end up with, right now we're at 64 million with the after hours still to come. So we're above the average, which is not a big feat. The average is only 54. But the last 2 days, the volume was both under 40 million. So this could lead to, remember I've been saying, the buyers need the next time frame to get involved on the long side to get legs up and to make this rally sustainable. Well, maybe tomorrow, if we take out today's low, we get more increased volume to the downside instead and get the next time frame involved on the sell side instead of the long side. It still remains to be seen. We had a good day in the trading room. Again, it was very lackadaisical. It was just quiet a good part of the day until J period. Got the algos all excited, and then we started flushing out. As far as my day goes. So, in A period, I took a short. When we took out the high, got below the opening, wanted to see what we got out of it, right? Remember, we got inside M. Are we going to trade it? Well, we didn't trade it, but we got down to POC. I took a short. That worked out nicely. Then in B period, now this trade lasted for 2 time frames. Went back and forth through the opening a couple of times and stayed above it. Got long. C period, could not take out the opening. Got above A and B. Was looking for the all-time high. Finally got it. Those were the 338 calls. And that's where I took that trade. So I was very happy with that. We finally got the all-time high. The A short was the 340 puts. Then in F period, so we opened with single prints in E. I did not think those were going to hold since we never took out E's high. So I took a short, filled the singles. Nothing big, but it worked. Then in G period, again, so what was happening here? Now, we weren't one-time framing up, really, because D went down. E went up, F was an inside bar, but it looked like the buyers weren't getting much for their efforts. So I said, if we take out F's low, I'm taking a short. It took out F's low by 2 ticks initially, and then went right back up, and I got a very nice price at D's high. I had about 40 puts, took them, rode them down the park, and around the opening, that was a nice trade. Then J happens. We missed the opening by 2 cents, and then absolutely flush out. Now, I didn't take a short. I missed a short. But what I did do, because I waited until K period started, and then when K period started and couldn't take out J's low, you know how I feel about single prints. So it was a decent set, right? They got filled at A's low, but when it couldn't take out J's low, I scalped longs. 2 lots of 15 or 20 down at the bottom twice. And then when K started looking like it was going to really seriously finally fill them, I took 40 contracts more, filled the single prints. It was a beautiful trade, got out of them. Those were the 337 calls. And then in M period, when M period flushed out, came back down, and then rallied, I took 2 shorts of the August 31st by accident, but they both worked out. Now, here's the deal. You're not going to hear me yelling, sell will come. I despise people who do that, right? They all do it. They're all clueless. I can't stand it. And I'm not saying that, and I never would say that. What I am saying is this. We haven't had a gap down the whole month of August, so that's rare. I'm not saying it's happening tomorrow. I'm not saying it's happening 2 days from now. But I think the odds, because we hit the all-time high and didn't get much out of it, the odds of possibly now getting, we're still in balance in the daily. And the weekly and monthly are very healthy. But I think the odds start increasing because we're not getting the next time frame involved in here. We need a decent flush that'll at least wipe out the week longs once and for all. Now, does that happen this week or next week? I have no idea. But I'm just saying, I think it would be healthier in the overall market. That's why I'm looking to take possibly August 31st puts to see if we do get one gap down in the month before it ends. I'm not saying the market's bad. I'm just saying the market is tired. There's a big difference between that and saying sell will come. All right, I know I've been talking a lot, but we finally had something a little more interesting today. What I really hope happens is tomorrow we open inside M period. I don't want to gap lower tomorrow. If I gap lower tomorrow, I missed the whole trade. I didn't have anything. I love to see M period open inside tomorrow, open inside M, and maybe get to J's low, never get to A's low where the price spike holds, have value lower or overlapping to lower, and then start coming back down. That would be a nice trade to take, than to get the week low and to see if we start going lower. That's what I would look for. All right. Destinations. Upside. L's low, 337.70, which was the price probe. A's low, 338.62, which was the price spike. Then 339.61. Today's high and all-time high. Those are the only 3 destinations we have on the upside. We have an all-time high and we have a price spike and price probe to the downside. Very, very interesting market. Then we have today's low of 336.62 on the downside, 336.61, daily low and week low, 335.62, daily low, and then nothing until the weekly low of 332.01 all the way down here. And then below that, we have 331.13 daily low and 330.06, 107-point gap from August 5th. So if the buyers do not get reinforcements at this level, I would think we're going to see a flush and test the 330 level and maybe fill that gap. And again, that would not be unhealthy to see. All right. Charts. Monthly. One time framing up. The only thing now the bulls want to do, not the only thing, but what the bulls want to accomplish by the end of this month is to close above 339.08. Why? Because like I said, yes, we're one-time framing up, but this is basically a huge 7-month balance. So if we don't close above it, then all we really did was stretch it by 55 cents, 53 cents. I can't do math. 53 cents, right? Yes, 53. So they would like to close above it. We'll see. I thought maybe when we got it today, we were finally going to break out. We still have, 8 trading days left in the month. So we'll see what happens. Weekly, same thing. They got the all-time high. We're one-time framing up. It's very healthy, but we are inside last week's high for now. We want to get distance away from that and stay above the all-time high. They need another time frame. I can't stress that enough. There's only so much you're going to grind and grind higher without this market finally just trading sideways, get some balance, and then flushing out some weak longs. Remember, markets don't go bull bear. So if next week, just for argument's sake, we close around here Friday, we still have 2 days to go. But if next week we go lower and test the 328 level, that's not bull bear. That's bull balance. All this does is put us in a balance. So we can get that. And the weekly is firmly in balance, and we keep getting tighter and tighter ranges. That's why we had a chance for an outside day down again, just like we had an outside day up yesterday. This small balance is not going to last. The bulls are either going to get reinforcements and rip away from this on the upside and make nice new all-time highs, or we're going to get to the downside and take out some weekly lows. Plain and simple. Anyway, I hope you had a good day trading. Come check us out at camelbacktrading.org. If you like what you hear, give me a like and a nice comment on the videos. I'd appreciate that. And if you don't like what I have to say, please ask me why. Please tell me why. I don't mind constructive criticism. All right? Have a great night, and we'll speak prior to the opening tomorrow.